Hey guys, welcome to Sip Tell's first ever podcast. My name is Evan Jones. I am the team leader on this project.
My name is Samantha Tillman, and I am the blog writer.
My name is Robert. I worked on the website and sometimes I post on YouTube.
My name is Jasmine. I help in the content creation and with hosting.
Yes, so that's us guys. So on our first podcast, we kind of wanted to discuss kind of our opinions on drinking, because obviously we kind of talk a lot about and post a lot about alcoholic and non-alcoholic beverages, but kind of like why that is because our group is actually split half and half between two people who drink, me and Jasmine, and two people who don't really drink.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
So we kind of want to talk about kind of why that is and maybe stigmas around certain things, around drinking, around not drinking, around stuff like that. So maybe you guys just talk about like maybe why you don't, like what's the reason, and then we can like get into why we do.
Okay. I guess I'll go first. So for me, it's not that I have like a vendetta against alcohol. Like I will drink it. It's just that it's expensive and your girl does not have the budget for it right now.
Yeah, we're college kids.
From college kids.
I feel that. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess I just don't really like it. It's I can appreciate it. You know, the party scene is kind of a little bit more interesting when you drink. But yeah, I never really liked the flavor. But I'll appreciate the idea of it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You go.
Okay. I like drinking because I like the way that it makes me feel. I feel like I'm more social. You know, I'm more myself, more outgoing, more friendly. And yeah, and also I am in the service industry, so I deal with giving out drinks a lot. They look really good. I'll be wanting to try them. So
I mean, if you guys haven't seen the drinks that we've been posting on social media, they're
really yummy.
They really do look
you
good.
might want to go and check it out.
You really should. I also do work in a restaurant, so I work in the service industry where I am serving a lot of alcohol all the time. I more so view it as like I agree with you in the sense of like it does give me more confidence, and more like let loose vibes. Mm-hmm. But I also really like it for like the art of it and kind of like, you know, like making cocktails and stuff like that. And like, I really like the way that like, okay, like you go out to a restaurant and it's like a $25 drink. Like, why is that? Like, mm-hmm. I like the glassware. I like the garnishes. I like, you know, where the alcohol sourced from. Like, I kind of like learning about that, which is kind of like why I do like drinking, but there is a huge stigma around drinking. And I also feel like there's a stigma around like non-drinking, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think like for me, and you know, as someone who doesn't really mind drinking, I have felt pressures to like buy a drink, like, and even it doesn't have to be like a verbal pressure. Like no one has to tell me to buy anything. It's just, I'll be out with friends and then everybody gets a drink and then I'm over here, can I get a water? You know?
Yeah.
So.
But that's where mocktails come in as well.
That's true. True.
Yes, that's why we have so many great recipes over on Instagram and TikTok. So if you're not checking that out, you literally don't know what you're doing.
Right.
But yeah, that's I think that people give mocktails a bad rep when in reality, like, and I drink, but in reality, you can literally make any cocktail without alcohol in it. I would say the only one that you really can't make without alcohol in it and it would kind of taste off is like a margarita, or where like the base of the drink is the alcohol, like, you know what I mean?
But
so
even
like,
then, they have like non-alcoholic alcohol. Like,
I've
seen one called like Sea Lip, and it's like it's alcohol, but it's no alcohol in it. So you can just substitute the tequila for the
like non-alcoholic tequila.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Exactly. So it's something for everybody now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I mean, personally, I don't drink a lot of mocktails. I'm more of a cocktail type of person. But no, there there's a lot of different options for, like, I know that there's non-alcoholic gin, because gin's more like florally, so they have that. So, but I feel like the whole stigma comes from like you're saying, like peer pressure. Like everyone else is kind of like drinking, so like you also want to as well. But honestly, sometimes it's more fun to be the sober one, and everyone else is.
No, it's so funny because the party just melts. Everybody's just chaotic.
Yeah.
No, it's entertaining for sure.
And the benefits are that you're not hungover the next morning.
True.
So that's also nice from not really drinking. So that's slay.
That's a plus.
Well, it's also a plus for you guys because you get ADD, you know.
That is true.
Yeah.
So people should really be giving people who don't drink, like some people give them bad reps. I personally don't, because you have your TD right there. And they get to wake up in the morning and be completely fine, and you basically have your entire day ruined. So, at least that's what has happened to me multiple times. But like, do you guys like go out to parties? Like, do you guys like vibe with the party scene?
I mean, me not so much. I don't think. I'm usually just alone in my studio, chilling or hanging out with friends at a restaurant. I'm cool with restaurants.
Yeah,
like
that's a vibe. See, that's what I feel like. So like I feel like that's when it really, like, there's a lot of stigma around it. It's like if you're at a restaurant, and like, because if you're at like a crowded bar, like no one's really gonna know if you don't get a drink. Like you could be holding a water and people will be like, oh, vodka soda, like whatever. But at a restaurant, I feel like it's always like, even like as a server, people would be like, oh, like, do you have any non-alcoholic options? And they ask like, and like they don't almost like want to ask, but I'm like, it doesn't matter. Like you can. I mean, from a price point, whatever, like, obviously, from a server's perspective, I would love to make more money, but, no, honestly, like, there's just so many more options now with, like, technology and, like, beverages and stuff like that, that they have some good, like, non-alcoholic options.
Yeah, a lot, so many.
And, like, with, what is it? Like, now, like, what, like, LaCroix or Spindrift, like one of like the seltzer waters, like now they make alcoholic drinks. So I feel like they went from not making non-alcoholic drinks.
That
right?
is.
And like alcoholic brands went from doing
alcohols and non-alcohol.
Yeah, and now they're doing non-alcoholic. So I feel like they're both trying to like tap into another like market, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I only just recently found out about non-alcoholic beer.
I know, I heard about that too.
That blew my mind.
I hate the way that non-alcoholic beer tastes. I mean, I'm also not a beer drinker
I
in
was about to
general.
say, I hate the way beer tastes. So
Yeah, so non-alcoholic is just not my vibe. So no, thank you. But wait, what do you guys like to drink? Like, so like I go to Starbucks.
Yeah, me too.
Every single day. Like I've gone 3 times today. So like, what are you guys normally drink? Like if it's not water, what are you gonna? What's like your go-to?
I'm definitely a big coffee addict.
Okay.
Like
Coffee.
yeah, I kind of need it at this point. It's bad.
Right. Yeah.
And I'll proudly order a strawberry lemonade. I do not care where it is. It will be a strawberry lemonade.
I literally just had one of those.
That sounds so
It's
good.
freaking good.
That's almost a mocktail though.
It's
like
pretty much a mocktail.
It basically
Think
is
about it.
like, isn't everything a mocktail without alcohol? Or do we classify mocktail as something with multiple? It's like the argument of like the pizza. Like what do you or no, like a salad. Like what do you call a salad? Like just a mixture of a bunch of random stuff.
yeah, I
So
think
like
that's what I consider a mocktail.
Yeah.
It's different
ingredients.
things.
Yeah.
Different things.
So like half and half could be a mocktail.
Yes.
Possibly.
That's a Long Island.
It's up for debate.
a Long Island iced tea. Are you familiar?
yes.
Are you?
No.
Long Island iced teas are like
Every.
it's like any clear liquor and a little bit of like Coke or Diet Coke on the top to make it look like tea. But it's like tequila, vodka, rum, and gin. Yeah, it's all 4. It's like I think a half ounce of each or whatever. That does not sound good to me. But like, while there are many alcoholic options, there are many not good alcoholic options. There's many bad drinks that have alcohol in them. So that's gross.
But it's also a preference because some people really like drinks that you or I may think it's nasty or we don't like.
Isn't there like? Oh, sorry, I didn't know. But like, isn't there like a Russian? Like, it's called like a White Russian or something.
Yeah.
Yes. This is so yummy.
Oh, I thought that was the one with like the egg in it.
No, that's like a that you just like shake an egg white. It's like the foam on the top of a drink.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, weird.
That's so
people
weird.
will shake like. So for anyone who does not know, we have this at my restaurant. I don't know if you guys do, but like we do. Well, we use a different thing. You can use egg whites. We use aquafaba, which is like chickpea. Yeah, it's like so it's not dairy, like it's dairy free basically, but you put it inside of a cocktail, shake it up, and when you shake it, it makes it really foamy. So the top of the drink is all foam, and underneath it is actual alcohol.
Yeah.
Me personally, not a big fan. I don't really know how I feel about like eggs being in my cocktail. That's not really something that I really vibe with. So, but yeah. So wait, but have you drank before or no?
Yeah.
Okay, so when you did drink, what would be your?
Ooh, okay. The one time I slipped and I was like, ooh, this is kind of good. I was in Dominican Republic and I had this, what was it, champagne?
Yeah.
Man.
You like champagne?
You like champagne?
It was so
Because I don't like champagne.
I love champagne. Well, I like a brut. Like I like something not sweet. I think that's what brut means, right? Brut's dry.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No, this one was sweet. It was
I
like,
like sweet too, but I don't like champagne.
dang.
So you don't. Yeah. Wait a second. Fizzy bubbles or like still? What do you guys prefer?
I think still.
Okay, so that's not really an answer. Like, okay, so you prefer an empty glass. So any drink you have is gonna have. It's either gonna be still or sparkling. Good talk. So no, I'm saying like some people prefer like a still drink where there's not like a club soda, there's nothing like carbonated.
Okay.
Or like a sparkling wine or like Prosecco or champagne. And some people prefer like no, or some people prefer like bubbles and some people like both. Like I like both. But see, that's the thing. Like champagne is, I feel like so easy to make non-alcoholic because it's sparkling whatever the flavor of the champagne is. So if it's like literally just put Sprite inside of a champagne flute and like that's literally, or like apple juice, like sparkling cider is basically champagne without the alcohol in it. So,
Ooh,
yeah.
Sparkling cider hits though.
See, right. And that's how I feel about champagne. That hits. So after a glass of those.
It definitely hits. But I just don't like the fizzy. But I never knew that drinks, period, were considered still or sparkling or bubbly.
Well, I don't know if it's like considered. I just think that there's like some like a rosé. You can have a still rosé or you can have a sparkling rosé. But like you can also do like a vodka soda is going to be like more of a sparkling, like if you want something more carbonated versus like what I made on our Instagram, which you should go check out. Like the first one that I made was not like you made a carbonated one. I did not make it. The first one I made was not carbonated.
Yeah.
We're not going to tell you what that is because you have to go check it out. Me talking to the microphone, like, that's a person. Like, I'm talking to a person. But, like, that, I would consider that a still drink unless I added, which I think I did, I added club soda on top of it. So it's now, but some people are like, I don't want club soda on it.
Yeah.
But it's very niche, I feel like. Do you guys like wine? Do you guys like, or not like wine, but like the flavor of wine?
Absolutely not. I can't get with it. No.
Okay. So I like wine.
I love wine.
Do you like sweet?
Yes.
Like
Sweeter the better.
No, drier the better.
Oh my gosh.
Between the wines I've tried, sweeter I'll take every day as opposed to the what is it, dry?
Dry, yeah.
Ugh.
But they have like non-alcoholic wines now. And like I feel like socially, like I mean,
That's just grape juice.
Yeah, well, that's what I was
What?
thinking. Isn't that would be just grape juice, really?
what, non-alcoholic wine?
Yeah.
Yes, but there's some.
Yes and no.
Okay, as long as like, okay, this is where I get a little bit nerdy because I do know a little bit about wines, but like the reason why wines are alcoholic is because of the fermentation. So if they don't ferment the grapes, then it's not going to be alcoholic because like the whatever eats something and then makes alcohol. But like non-alcoholic wines are like a bunch of different flavors of whatever. Like if you have a wine that has, it's like a really fruity red wine, then you would probably, then a non-alcoholic version of that would be like a grape juice kind of, but it would have the flavors of how a wine would taste other than the alcohol that's in it. So that's that. So anyways, we kind of got a little bit off topic, but as far as like drinking goes, would you ever like, this is really personal, so we don't have to this, but like as far as like having kids one day, what would your opinion be about them drinking? Do you think? You don't have to answer if you're uncomfortable.
Of course, after 21, right?
Oh, yeah. Obviously.
Of course.
I've never had a sip of alcohol before 21. I'm a man of the law.
Also, please drink responsibly. Like,
yes. We want to preface our podcast by saying,
do not drink and drive.
Yes, we only support drinking responsibly on this podcast.
Yes.
We do not. No bad decision. Well, that's not true. I've made bad decisions while drinking, but it's not at the risk or expense of another human being or life.
Yes.
That's my PR answer. We all drink responsibly.
You clutched that.
But if you drink mocktails, you don't have to drink responsibly.
oh,
Drink
Irresponsibly. That's called drinking and driving. No, but in a fun way, like not in like a.
All right.
Anyway, so while we were talking about drinking responsibly, so would you guys let your kids drink alcohol?
Yeah.
yeah. I mean,
Of course, over
Of course.
21, but yeah.
yeah.
But that leads to another question that I have.
I have,
Ooh.
yeah.
How do you guys feel about the drinking age that's put in place in the United States? It's different.
Literally everywhere else.
So I had the pleasure of going to Greece this past summer, and let me tell you, the drinking age was almost non-existent. Like I saw quite a few young people, really young people in bars, and it was very strange to me. And I don't know, like I do kind of like the idea of a drinking age, but I don't know if it should be 21.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I mean, if you can pick up a gun and go to war at 18, you should be able to drink alcohol.
Right.
I
Yeah.
agree.
Also, my opinion is okay, if I'm 19 and I want to go get a bottle of alcohol, I can go and get someone to buy it for me. Like, it's not that the drinking age is stopping people from
not.
drinking.
Mm-hmm.
And also, I think the biggest argument with like drinking underage or like changing the drinking age is like, oh, well, if we change the drinking age to 18, then more people are going to be drinking and driving. My personal opinion is if you're drinking and driving at age 21, you probably drank and drive when you're 18.
Yes.
Because drinking and driving is probably the dumbest thing that you could do. So if it's not like changing it now lower, like now all of a sudden, like everyone's like people who have tendencies to drink and drive will have that regardless of their age.
Yeah.
Like they're gonna make those stupid decisions. Like when you're 18, like I feel like people do drink and drive when they're younger because they don't want to get caught or they don't want to spend the night at a friend's house or whatever. So they drive when they're drinking, and I just feel like it's already happening. So why are we not changing? And also, yeah, like when I went to Europe, like they literally do not care about IDs at all. I was 16, and they were like, "Do you want champagne?" I'm like, Sure. Like they don't care. Like because it's not as like stigmatized. Which I also feel like leads into the mocktail discussion. Like if you make drinking less of this whole thing, then I feel like people don't really care as much. So it's like, okay, if you want to drink or you don't want to drink, who cares? Like it doesn't really matter. Versus like, oh, I'm 21, so now I can buy like alcohol because it's this whole thing. Versus in Europe, like you turn 18 and everyone's like, okay.
Yeah.
Like I've been drinking since I was like 10. Like I mean seriously, my friend lives in Italy and she's like, literally, you start drinking at like 10 or 11 years old.
Yeah.
Like you just have a glass of wine.
Yeah.
That's a whole other discussion. I don't know if I let my kids drink at age 10.
Yeah.
But like if they were ever curious about it, like my parents were always like, if you want to drink, you drink here. You don't drive. But like that's a responsibility thing. Irresponsible people drink and drive at age 60. It's not like you turn 21 and now all of a sudden you don't drink and drive.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, Thank God. I wasn't a drink and drive, but now I'm 21, so no.
Yeah.
But that's alleged. I don't drink and drive. No. I drink Starbucks and drive. I do drink Starbucks and drive. Yeah, that does exist. Just putting that out there. That is, yeah.
Yeah, that's fun, guys. That's pretty.
That was a great discussion that I think that we had.
Yeah, we just.
Same here. I'm glad that we were able to discuss a lot of things regarding any stigmatisms around alcohol and drinking and stuff like that. So for our next podcast, you guys, it will be out next week by the time you're hearing this.
Yes.
And stay tuned because next week's episode we get really juicy.
Really, really juicy.
Nice and citrusy. Yeah. Well, anyways, you guys, thank you for listening to the first episode of our Sip Tell podcast, and we will see you guys next week.